challenges, further aggravated by climate change, conflicts, and pandemics, pose a significant threat to global food security and nutrition. In response, nuclear techniques and biotechnologies provide innovative solutions to help us adapt and counter the effects of climate change on agri-food systems. At the forefront of developing, applying, and disseminating these technologies and practices is the joint FAO-IAEA Center of Nuclear Techniques in Food and Agriculture. Through its agriculture and biotechnology laboratories, research is conducted to create solutions that reduce the effects of climate change on food and agriculture, while promoting the adoption of sustainable production methods among member countries. Starting from the groundwork of agriculture, the interaction between soil, water, and nutrients in cropping systems is carefully analyzed through the application of isotope and nuclear techniques. This allows to analyze soil erosion and the effects of soil and water conservation practices, allowing for the implementation of tailored solutions to boost the productivity of crop production systems. These solutions are designed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, enhance crop water efficiency, optimize fertilizer use, improve water management, and combat land degradation. To increase crop resilience to the adverse effects of climate change, new crop varieties are developed to adapt to challenging climatic conditions faced by member countries. By applying irradiation technologies, mutations are induced at a higher frequency than natural spontaneous mutations. The resulting crops varieties are carefully bred through selections for traits such as tolerance or resistance to harsh temperatures, drought, pest, and diseases. With changing climatic conditions and global trade facilitating the spread of insect pests across borders into new regions, the sterile insect technique SIT allows to induce insect sterility through radiation, offering a solid solution to curb target insect populations. When used in an area-wide integrated pest management approach, this technique offers a sustainable means of managing target insect populations while reducing insecticide application. Livestock production and health can be enhanced throughout their entire life cycle, thanks to the application of nuclear and derived techniques. Research into optimizing feed can reduce pasture degradation and mitigate the greenhouse gas emissions associated with animal agriculture. To ensure livestock can withstand changing climatic conditions, animal reproduction and genetics are enhanced through biodiversity characterization. The management of animal and zoonotic diseases is advanced through the application of nuclear and related techniques, helping to develop and transfer animal vaccines, rapid diagnosis solutions for disease prevention, control, and eradication. Changing climatic patterns are increasing the uptake of heavy metals, pathogens, and mycotoxins in food. To ensure that the food that reaches our tables is safe and authentic, food analytical techniques to detect harmful residues and contaminants in food to ensure quality are developed and transferred to member countries. These techniques include food irradiation technologies and standards, as well as food testing practices. This comprehensive approach not only reduces the risk of foodborne illnesses, but also addresses invasive pests and food fraud, safeguarding public health and securing market access. Through the peaceful use of nuclear techniques and biotechnologies, the joint FAO-IAEA Center of Nuclear Techniques in Food and Agriculture develops and implements green solutions to lessen the impact of climate change and increase food security worldwide. challenges, further aggravated by climate change, conflicts, and pandemics, pose a significant threat to global food security and nutrition. In response, nuclear techniques and biotechnologies provide innovative solutions to help us adapt and counter the effects of climate change in agri-food systems. At the forefront of developing, applying, and disseminating these technologies and practices is the joint FAO-IAEA Center of Nuclear Techniques in Food and Agriculture. Through its agriculture and biotechnology laboratories, research is conducted to create solutions that reduce the effects of climate change on food and agriculture, while promoting the adoption of sustainable production methods among member countries. Starting from the groundwork of agriculture, the interaction between soil, water, and nutrients in cropping systems is carefully analyzed through the application of isotope and nuclear techniques. This allows to analyze soil erosion and the effects of soil and water conservation practices, allowing for the implementation of tailored solutions to boost the productivity of crop production systems. These solutions are designed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, enhance crop water efficiency, optimize fertilizer use, improve water management, and combat land degradation. To increase crop resilience to the adverse effects of climate change, new crop varieties are developed to adapt to challenging climatic conditions faced by member countries. By applying irradiation technologies, mutations are induced at a higher frequency than natural spontaneous mutations. The resulting crops varieties are carefully bred through selections for traits such as tolerance or resistance to harsh temperatures, drought, pest, and diseases. With changing climatic conditions and global trade facilitating the spread of insect pests across borders into new regions, the sterile insect technique SIT allows to induce insect sterility through radiation, offering a solid solution to curb target insect populations. When used in an area-wide integrated pest management approach, this technique offers a sustainable means of managing target insect populations while reducing insecticide application. Livestock production and health can be enhanced throughout their entire life cycle, thanks to the application of nuclear and derived techniques. Research into optimizing feed can reduce pasture degradation and mitigate the greenhouse gas emissions associated with animal agriculture. To ensure livestock can withstand changing climatic conditions, animal reproduction and genetics are enhanced through biodiversity characterization. The management of animal and zoonotic diseases is advanced via the application of nuclear and related techniques, helping to develop and transfer animal vaccines, rapid diagnosis solutions for disease prevention, control, and eradication. Changing climatic patterns are increasing the uptake of heavy metals, pathogens, and mycotoxins in food. To ensure that the food that reaches our tables is safe and authentic, food analytical techniques to detect harmful residues and contaminants in food to ensure quality are developed and transferred to member countries. These techniques include food irradiation technologies and standards, as well as food testing practices. This comprehensive approach not only reduces the risk of foodborne illnesses, but also addresses invasive pests and food fraud, safeguarding public health and securing market access. Through the peaceful use of nuclear techniques and biotechnologies, the joint FAO-IAEA Center of Nuclear Techniques in Food and Agriculture develops and implements green solutions to lessen the impact of climate change and increase food security worldwide.
Thank you for joining us on this high level dialogue on climate change and food security, the role of nuclear science and technology. Around the world, food is on the rise due to large part of the impact of climate change on agriculture. At the same time, the global food system is contributing to climate change. According to recent estimates, it is responsible for about one third of greenhouse gas emission. Food security is one of the key areas where is one of the key areas where we can do more efforts and action, transformative action. But if we fail to take action to address the effects of climate change on food production, we will push more people into poverty. An estimated of 43 million of people in Africa alone could fall below the poverty line by 2030 as a result. In this side event, we will discuss some of the main ways that nuclear science and technology can address climate change and food security, highlighting joint action by FAO and IAEA and member states. We are honored to have with us today the DG Director General of FAO, DG Q Donq, and DG of IAEA, Mr. Rafael Mariano Grossi, and 11 representatives from countries around the globe. We will have, I think we're expecting two more ministers to come because of the uh, the issue on the entrance, but I hope they will join us very soon. But I'm very honored to introduce Mr. Gary Fowler, U.S. Special Envoy for Food Security, Department of States. His Excellency Mr. Son Jin, Consular of Climate Change Department, Ministry of Ecology and Environment in China. His Excellency Mr. Metin Turker, Director General of the General Directorate of Agricultural Research and Policies, Turkey. Mr. Leduc Tao, Deputy Director General of Mr. Yes, sorry, Director General in Vietnam of I think food. Let me just go back to the Director General of the Agricultural Genetic Institute, Vietnam. Sorry for the so, in our discussion, we will hear how nuclear science and technology can help to improve crop varieties, enhance livestock productivity, control insect pest control, animal diseases, and support food safety. Our discussion will also help identify opportunities to scale up successes to have a broader impact. We will now hear from the Directors General of both organizations about an exciting new joint initiative to help countries boost food security, reduce hunger, and improve the sustainability of food systems using nuclear techniques. Without further ado, I would like to invite Director General, Mr. Q Donq, Director General of FAO, to deliver his opening remark. Did you the
I go there here.
maybe from there if you
Okay,
don't
yeah,
mind.
okay. Thank you, my sister from here, and all the colleagues and friends from both organizations, other members, and also all the participants for the COP28. First of all, I would like to appreciate all the efforts made by the host, the COP28 the presidency, to make this special highlight event focused on the agri-food system for the future. So this morning I participated in the early morning event together with Bill Gates and on the of the farming for the future. We
Mhm.
need to get all the key partners together. Now I come to with my friend and the DG and some friends from the State Department of America and other colleagues from members and Turkey, China, and the Vietnamese and others, Pakistan on the road. Uh, it's not easy to get the road to the action. You know, a lot of people talk about action, even the moving into the action place. We couldn't stop. It's not easy. So I think we need a real commitment and also with a bigger passion and passion. You know, in this world, we need a lot of passion, huh? Not too angry easily, not too emotional easily. And we need the science and data evidence based to find the solutions, use all the tools, not only nuclear technology, other technology, biotechnology, and so on. And I'm happy, enjoy, highly recommend the joint action between FAO and for the past 6 years. We are only UN system special agency have a physical collaboration, not only talking, but we need, of course, I'm not against the talking. I'm more in favor of action tankers. I've enjoyed the cooperation since 4 years ago when my brother has been the DG of the IAEA. And also, I was also started a little bit earlier, several months after him, also DG of FAO. We put a lot of action together. So from a think tank like UN system, a lot of a think tank like organization, but we are not action tanker. So that's what I happy. And also my friend out the car follows. So he understand all the business behind. And so he also take the initiative, support the members started from Africa. I hope you can cover the other developing countries in the future. So I really salute all the partners, especially from United States, from China, from Turkey, and some others who are joining also Vietnamese and so forth. So EU also 80 years since FAO established in 1943. By that time, President Roosevelt of the United States, together with some founding members, 42, and China, British, and the French, and the Canadian, and others. What is message today I want to give you? Agri-food system, not only food. Food is number one. It's it's real basic human rights. So anyone in the world, no matter in the hotspots area or crisis area or climate frequently frequently attacked areas, we need the food most urgent. And how? We have to produce more with less because of the climate change and the crisis, but also because of urbanization and industrialization. Don't forget the during past 300 years or 200 years industrialization. There's a lot of homework for us. I said the first time UN General Assembly 2019, together with UNEP, ED, and also special envoy of Mr. Xie from China. Agriculture was buffer from issues of industrialization, urbanization, and it's become the buffer now, and the future will be contributor. How to contribute? We need the science-based solutions and also technical driving approach. Number two, we need a policy to fix the gap of the investment on agri-food systems and rural affairs. You know how much money goes to the agri-food systems in even under the name of the climate fund? Only 2%. There's much left behind if we want to solve the left behind problem for food security. And last but not least, we need to work, not only talk together, and walk the talk, action now, action concretely, coherently, and coherently. That's the way we can change from your role, our role. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DG. Thank you. Absolutely. Commitment, passion for action, working together for science and providing data to find solution. Now, allow me also to invite Mr. DG, Mr. Rafael Mariano Grossi, Director General of the IAEA, to give also his opening remark. DG?
Thank you very much, my dear friend, DG of FAO and Fowler, and colleagues from countries. I think DG Chu gave us the right framework for this. What is the spirit? How have we been working in this exemplary partnership that we have, which is, as he was saying, very concrete. It's not about policy or documents, it's about real solutions. So let me give you an example of how this works in reality and what we are doing now, because we have understood that we could not continue going business as usual. Already in our first meeting back in 2019, we said, well, we have to move up faster and in a more impactful way. And that led us to a number of considerations, which were crowned with the recent announcement in Rome at the FAO, recognizing the leading role of FAO when we say the word food, like when we say the word atom, we know where we look at. And when I say food, I look at the FAO. And we work with them, we support them, we give what nuclear technologies can provide. And this is what I want to say now. In October, so we launched a program which is called Atoms for Food. And in Atoms for Food, what we are going to be doing is applying a number of nuclear techniques to help countries solve very specific problems that they have. What are the examples? The examples are, for example, allowing countries to use irradiation techniques to prevent crops going to rot, be lost. There are billions that are lost annually because countries, especially developing countries, do not have the means to protect what they harvest. It's very simple. It's very simple, and this goes to down the drain, as we would say, which is really unforgivable because we have the technology to prevent this from happening. This is one example. Another example is the techniques that we apply through nuclear applications, isotopic hydrology, and other things to do smart agriculture. As they say, uh, more crop to drop. Yeah. So we use very little water to allow areas that where access to water is very difficult to use and to make the most of the little water they get with these techniques. Another example, which is very, very important, is when we do in our laboratories the plant breeding and genetic that allow crops to resist drought. In the current conditions, we are talking about climate change and global warming, which is a reality. We all see it. But until changes, which are sometimes seen in 2050, 2060, 2070, what is going to happen? Are people going to die? Are people going, in the meantime, as we get our act, as we put our act together, what are we going to wait until then? No. So we need some solutions now. And concrete examples are, for example, through all of this, to get crops that have higher yields. So with a stronger, robust, more resilient crop, you can get more rice, you can get more soy, you can get all of these things. And this is exactly what FAO and IEA do in our joint laboratories. So this is Atoms for Food. And this is something we are launching. We are discussing already with DG2. We are going to start with a number of countries in Africa and in other parts of the world, in Asia as well, in the Caribbean, Latin America, to start giving them these capacities through Atoms for Food. We are going to start with a self-assessment because, of course, we strongly believe that we have to follow the priorities of countries. We cannot have a patronizing approach. We have to follow their own approach, their own interest, what is uh, concerning for them. And then we come. So we start with a self-assessment, and then we draw up tailor-made projects and programs for them. So this is what I wanted to say today, is that we are moving in a very, very concrete way. This is what these two DGs like, not too much talk, and real things. And if possible, and if things allow, and I hope we are going to be coming with this good news, you will see two uh, international organizations um, moving and opening, inaugurating centers in different parts of the world. So people see that this system, this UN system that sometimes is perceived as far from the needs of the people
On the
that
ground.
are there on the ground with them. So I want to say how grateful I am for the vision of DG Chu and all the friends in FAO, so that we bring solutions to the countries, which is what is needed. So I will stop here, saying again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, DG. And indeed, science and technology, including nuclear science, is part of the solution to address climate change challenges and food security. Now, I have the pleasure to turn to our distinguished panelists, and I will start with you, Dr. Fowler, U.S. Special Envoy on Global Food Security. I know how passionate you are about preserving indigenous food and maintaining their nutritional value and sustainability. We have had several discussions on the role of nuclear technology to support this endeavor, and especially in the context of the vision for adapted crops and soil, IVAC, I think. Could you please elaborate on this, and how do you see particularly this initiative?
Well,
Thank you.
thank you and good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Working?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. We're here today to talk about something that really lies at the core of the mission of both FAO, Fiat Panis, Let There Be Bread, and the IAEA on the peaceful uses of atomic energy. It's really interesting to me that this joint center that the two organizations have was founded in the 1960s, has been operating since then, and has made some really positive and concrete gains, particularly as was highlighted with drought resistance and in questions about improving the efficiency of irrigation and such. The United States has invested something like $23 million into these initiatives to date. Today, though, I want to say that we very much welcome this new initiative, the Atoms for Food program of the two organizations. It truly builds on the strengths of both organizations, on the laboratories, the tools that IAEA brings, and the on-the-ground resources, expertise, technical expertise in agriculture that's the hallmark of FAO. And this, of course, will make it possible that these two efforts are integrated and are demand driven and are more effective than otherwise would be the case. You mentioned our initiative that we started at the State Department, co-sponsored by FAO and by the African Union, that we're calling the Vision for Adapted Crops and Soils. It rests on a very simple premise, which is there's no such thing as food security, certainly not sustainable food security, absent healthy soils and absent adapted crops. We need both of those things. They're both fundamental to sustainable food security. But I think we also have to realize that we are dealing with a serious, probably the most serious group of challenges that agriculture and food security have ever faced. This past June was the hottest June ever recorded on planet Earth in the last 174 years since temperature recordings were first started to be made. The hottest June ever. July was the hottest July. August was the hottest August. September was the hottest September. October was the hottest October. We've had 536 consecutive months where the global average temperature exceeded the 20th century average for that particular month. We are in the middle of climate change. We need all the resources and tools that we can muster on the table. So this VAX initiative, the Vision for Adapted Crops and Soils, focuses at least initially on Africa, and it focuses on the traditional and indigenous crops in Africa that have long been overlooked. These are the really nutritionally rich crops that have historically been underinvested in. So in other words, we haven't really realized their potential to add to nutrition and food security in Africa. But we have to be honest too and say that a number of these crops have impediments to their improvement, impediments to realizing that their rightful place in the food systems. And some of them are frankly resistant to improvement. Why? Because we don't have ready access to the traits needed to overcome some of those impediments. And that's what the FAO IEEA program is in part going to very much address. that program will also put those traits coming out of the lab there into the public domain and make
Yeah.
them readily accessible to all countries on earth. And this is an important factor. And I believe that given the modern technologies we now have, those traits coming out of the lab can be quickly incorporated into agricultural systems and get out into the field to the farmers more quickly than otherwise. So, in closing, let me just summarize. We really welcome this new initiative. We congratulate the two organizations for being proactive and so creative and working so well together and putting together this initiative. It's timely, it's important, and it's going to contribute, I think, in a marked way to achievement of the SDG goals. The program should be better known, and this session today should be the start in publicizing it even more. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you, Dr. Fowler. And definitely the initiative will help also team up with the on the IVAC initiative and look how we can also promote those indigenous food and also enhance the nutritional values. Now I have the pleasure to introduce my colleague from China, Mr. Chen Zhen, Counselor of Climate Change Department, Ministry of Ecology and Environment in China. So China has been a leader in the use of nuclear techniques in crop production through close collaboration with IAEA and FAO.
It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe here we have the.
If you want, you can use this. Yeah,
I think it's working.
it's working.
I think your small thing is working.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both I think
Okay.
is kind of
So, sir, let me just repeat the question. So, China has been a leader in the use of nuclear techniques in crop production through close collaboration with the IE and FAO. Now, in cooperation with both organizations, China is also helping other countries in Asia and beyond in developing new varieties of crops. So, could you please tell us more about China's work in this area and how it's contributing to enhancing food security and also contributing to climate change adaptation and mitigation? Thank you.
So yes.
thank you again for your moderation and dear colleagues and leaders and I'm very honored to be invited and actually I'm I'm the negotiator for Chinese delegation here. But when I got the invitation to be here, first I want to link my knowledge with this uh, subject by saying that first of all we will uh, congratulations for this meeting. Yesterday as the first day of the opening that we passed the decision on the arrangement of the loss and damage funding. I think this is that the developing countries has been for a long time um, push for this decision, and finally we got some money from developing countries on this, and we believe that the loss and damage is of course is part of the more generally the adaptation, and so for to cope with the climate crisis, we need to put adaptation as a very high priority, and actually the vulnerability is uh, is not a geographically limited issue. So, and more adaptation work will also means
Mhm.
more social awareness about climate change and will further promote the mitigation. So I think this very linked, and then it linked to the agriculture and how to use technology for adaptation. So that's my logic of understanding. And for the technology and the infrastructure for the adaptation, I think first we have to be forward-looking to really use more technology and infrastructure to solve the problem.
Mhm.
And also, we need cooperation, of course, international cooperation for technology. And also, adaptation is not only means transformation, but also means modernization and development. So that means largely about the infrastructure. So I personally, I do think that we should be very cautious of the maluse of the concept of maladaptation. Sometimes you do need infrastructure to adapt to climate change, and then that can mean some more emission. That is the truth. You cannot say that to avoid the emission, cannot do the essential, adaptation and build the infrastructure that the developing countries need.
Right.
And then I will finish by the homework. I will touch upon the technology. I think, and also thank my team from the agricultural side to provide this. The mutation technology have played very significant roles in ensuring food security by developing new mutant germplasm and mutant varieties in China, which have generated tremendous social-economic impact. By the end of last year, the total number of officially released and disseminated mutant varieties in China has reached to be more than 1,050, covering 46 crops. The max annual dissemination area of mutant varieties has been more than